Pokémon Go was released as a free app for iOS and Android on July 6th. It's a partnership between the Pokémon Company, Nintendo, and Niantic Labs. It was first released in the US, Australia, and New Zealand. Then it rolled out to Germany and the United Kingdom. Soon it'll be released in Japan, and then the rest of the world. So we know this app is huge.
Smash hit mobile game app Pokémon Go.
But how big exactly is it? Within the first 24 hours, Pokémon Go skyrocketed to number 1 on the App Store's list of top grossing apps, setting a record for being the fastest game to reach the number 1 most downloaded free app in the United States. It was already installed on more US Android phones than Tinder, so I guess we're more interested in catching Pokémon than catching a date. It has almost as many daily active users as the Twitter app, and Twitter just hit its 10th anniversary a few months ago. It was estimated to have made $3.9 million to $4.9 million on its first day of release. Within 2 days of Pokémon Go's release, it was already installed on 5.16% of all Android devices in the United States. Nearly 2/3 of people who downloaded it are using it every day. The app was reportedly being used for an average of 43 minutes and 23 seconds a day, which is a higher use time than WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, and Messenger. Within 5 days of Pokémon Go's release, Nintendo saw their biggest one-day surge on the stock market since 1983. Nintendo stock has gone up over 75% in the week since the game launched, and it's estimated that their market value increased by about $9 billion. Within 6 days of Pokémon Go's US release, it attracted just under 21 million daily active users, dethroning Candy Crush Saga's rumored peak and making it the biggest mobile game in US history. Within 1 week of Pokémon Go's release, the app was estimated to have hit 15 million downloads in Apple's App Store and Google Play. The app is bringing in an estimated $1.6 million in microtransactions every day from the iOS App Store alone. So it's huge. Where do we go from here? According to equity analyst Mia Nagasaka, in order for Pokémon Go to have a meaningful impact on Nintendo's profits, it needs to make a minimum of $140 to $196 million a month. That is not a number to sneeze at. On microtransactions alone, it's on schedule to hit that number for this first month of its release. But microtransactions aren't the only money-making opportunity for Niantic here. Around the US, we're seeing a lot of small businesses using Pokémon to attract customers. It stands to reason that if these businesses could pay Niantic to feature them as Pokéstops, the developers could make a huge profit. All these achievements aside, this doesn't mean that Pokémon Go is necessarily here to stay. It goes without saying that a lot of games that are super hyped in their release period don't always have sustained momentum. I mean, remember Draw Something? That app had 20 million downloads in its first month. Zynga bought the app and the developers for $200 million, but I don't actually know anyone who still plays the game. Even Miitomo, which is Nintendo's other big foray into the mobile market, got a ton of hype, a ton of use in the first week, but after a month, use of the app dropped off sharply. So downloads great, daily users not so great after all. We don't know if Pokémon Go is going to keep being as successful as it has been, but even if it does go the way of Miitomo and Draw Something, it's definitely not going to be the last mobile game that we see from Nintendo. According to reports, the company plans to release 4 more smartphone games before March 2017, and it's expecting mobile gaming to boost annual profits by 1/3 to 45 billion yen. I think we can take away 2 big lessons from this. One is that as awesome and groundbreaking as Nintendo's hardware has been in the past, they shouldn't put all their eggs in one basket. Clearly, they're not going to, since they recognize their brands have power and they're putting those brands on the smartphones that everyone owns. The second lesson is that the Pokemon craze never died. Sorry, Mom, that wasn't a phase at all.
Jim actually just was blue before, and now it's red.
Shit, people are winning right now.
People are winning right now as I'm catching Abras and trying to get away from Zubats.